South Wales Pacers Derby final.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention again for the third and final presentation for tonight. And of course, our most important race being the JPS New South Wales Pacers Derby. To introduce the speakers for the presentation, I'd like you to welcome back to the microphone our President, Mr. Stan Hedges.
Thank you, Greg, and good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm going to leave the details of the congratulations to Mr. Barry Haylock, who is with us tonight, representing JPS. And I don't need to remind you of the great support that the New South Wales Trotting Club and harness racing in New South Wales receives from JPS. You'll all remember that prior to the change of names, it was the Craven Filter Miracle Mile that was sponsored by that company for a long, long time. But the overall support that harness racing gets from JPS is something for which we're all very grateful. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Barry Haylock and ask him to make the presentation to these people who are very elated winners tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Stan Hedges. Ladies and gentlemen, the JPS Pacers Derby is in fact the second of 3 feature races to be sponsored by John Player Special at Harold Park in 1985. The first, of course, was the Miracle Mile in January, and the third will be the JPS Cup to be run in November. But what a thrilling race tonight. The connections of Vanderport are certainly to be congratulated. That's Mr. and Mrs. Murphy and Mr. and Mrs. Frawley, and of course Anne Frawley, the driver, the first woman driver ever to win the Derby. Congratulations to Anne. I might add the Murphys and the Frawleys are $35,000 better off as a result of the outing, which is worth cheering too. Vanderport is a Victorian horse. It's the first time a Victorian horse has won the event since 1976, and Vanderport did run second in the Victorian Derby. So it's now my pleasure on behalf of John Player and Sons to congratulate the connections of Vanderport. What a great win.
Barry?
Oh, I don't think we can lift it, Greg.
Hand it over to him. Just get a photograph of you receiving the trophy from Mr. Hale.
Here you girls, you loners.
You ladies.
Yeah, and you ladies can hold that. Okay?
Big smile for the camera. You shouldn't have any trouble smiling, you people.
No, I don't reckon. Mr. Haylock.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
That's Mr. Haylock, the sponsor.
Mr. Frawley, one of the part owners, will be responding on behalf of the remaining owners.
Thanks very much, Mr. Hedges. Mr. Haylock, the sponsor. Firstly, I'd like to thank him very, very much. Played a big part in trotting everywhere you go for gets good sponsorship, and I believe he's magnificent up here. We're very, very pleased to come here and win this race, and we're that excited, I don't know what to say. We've got a cheer squad here from Bungaree and Dunstown. We've put a lot of work into it. Don Murphy, the trainer, he's my best mate and neighbour, done a wonderful job. Anne is unbelievable. I'll be right in a minute. I'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Coles. They've been very good to us. We've stabled the horse out there. We're very, very grateful. We're very grateful for Darren Binskin and his family. They've been marvellous. They've billeted us all out, and I don't know how he's put up with us. Been 20 or 30 there sometimes. Marvellous people. All the people out at Bankstown Trotting Club, I'd like to thank them. We'll have a few beers tomorrow, I can assure you. I don't think I can say much more, but I'd just like to thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Frawley. Now, trackside pacing supplies, Mr. Ray White, over here with us, have generously donated this beautiful Regal sulky as the trophy to the trainer of the winner, and that goes to Mr. Murphy. So if we could have Mr. Murphy out here now, and perhaps he could receive that from Mr. White. This is Mr. White here. Mr. White. Would you like to say hello?
Well, I'm actually stuck for words, but I'd like to thank Trackside for their very good trophy, and I must very congratulate Anne for a wonderful drive. She's absolutely tremendous behind the horse, and thank all our friends from Bungaree and Dunstone for the support, and the ones at home. So, thanks very much.
Goodbye. Oh, well, it's marvellous.
And the other remaining trophy was for the driver, and a very good effort too from Anne. To make that presentation again, Mr. Barry Haylock from JPS.
Once again, it's my pleasure on behalf of John Player and Sons to present this canteen of cutlery to Anne. It was a great effort. Well done. You don't get off that easy, man.
Thank everyone.
Actually, you should be home. This is your canteen.
Just say a few words. Thank you.
All right, I'll take the cutlery.
Anne, would you like to?
Yes, you would,
Yeah, go on.
Thank you.
I'd just like to thank John Player Special for sponsoring a race like the Derby tonight. Trotting really needs it. We were a bit unlucky in Victoria, and that's why the reason we came here is to try and win one, so we've done it now. And I'd just like to thank Mum and Dad and Don and Kath and Brendan, and especially the horse. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. A very popular win, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention. I'll now ask Mr. Haylock to sash the winner for us.